Here's the thing. I've been complaining a lot lately. Frankly, there's been a lot to complain about. I don't like complaining. I don't. I didn't start making these videos to sit here and complain, you know? In this video, I want to recap the Twins series, but I also want to go back a ways and give myself some perspective. Try to turn this bad attitude around. Because, yeah, it's not fun for me to sit here and just complain all the time, so. First, let's recap the Twins series. In Game 1 of the series, there was a lot to smile about. Hunter Renfroe hit 2 home runs, which gives him the most in the major leagues for the month of August. And in my opinion, trying to be unbiased here, but in my opinion, he has a legitimate case as the AL Player of the Month for August. In this month, he has a 1.027 OPS with 10 home runs. His WOBA, weighted on base average, is 422, and his WRC plus is 167. Also getting in on the action last night was Kike Hernandez. He hit a 2-run bomb that ended up being the difference in the game. It was his birthday too, so that was extra fun. On the flip side of things, Game 1 did also have a lot of stuff to be frustrated about. Tanner Houck was again pulled early. This time, he only got through 4.2 innings. I don't get it. You know? He's still looking for his first major league win. Because Cora just won't let him get through the 5th. It's really frustrating to watch, especially because we can all see with our eyes that Tanner Houck has the stuff, you know? Just let the kid pitch, you know what I mean? He needed one more out, and he would have gotten his first MLB win. But it didn't happen. As if to punish Cora for giving the early hook, the bullpen completely imploded and was on the verge of blowing the game. Again. It's tough for me to say, but I don't think Matt Barnes can be the closer for this team right now. He allowed a home run and walked 2 batters in the 9th inning without recording an out. He's been pretty brutal since the trade deadline. He hasn't been the same guy. It's really sad to watch. I think it's up here now. You know, I think there's something going on with him mentally now. Now it's in his head, and just the booing probably doesn't help. He was booed after just about every pitch. That's just not helpful. I didn't like to see that. I really hope he gets his head right, but in the meantime, I just don't think he can be the closer right now. I don't know who should be the closer. I saw some people online after this Game 1 saying that Hansel Robles should be the closer, which I just had to laugh about. We'll get to him in a minute. And some have said Garrett Whitlock should be the closer, which, if the bullpen as a whole was better, I would agree with. But he's too valuable in the situations that we have him in right now, though, you know? Like, I just don't want to... I would hesitate to move him out of the role he's in now because he's been so good at it. And it's a role that I don't know that anybody else on the team can really fill consistently. So, either way, I don't see how it can continue to be Matt Barnes with how brutal he's been. But, got the win. Game 1. Lot to smile about, lots to frown about, but overall, you smile about a win. So, Game 1 was fine. Game 2, however, was extremely frustrating. The offense went 4 for 15 with runners in scoring position. Nick Pivetta was bad for the second start in a row. And Hansel Robles gave up 5 runs in the 10th inning. So, he can't be the closer either. Let's just get that. Let's just erase that thought from our minds. Kyle Schwarber did have his most impactful hit in a Red Sox uniform, a game-tying 2-run homer in the bottom of the 9th. It's just too bad, After Kyle Schwarber's home run, the next 2 base runners both reached for the Red Sox, which meant that they had 2 on and nobody out in the bottom of the 9th. And then they failed to score. They didn't bring in that run. The game was over right there pretty much. I mean, that kind of stuff always comes back to bite you in the butt, and it did again. If they score that run, Hansel Robles doesn't even come into pitch. We're not even talking about it. I don't want to talk about Game 2 very much. It's the kind of game we've all seen way too much of in the past month. There's just not much to say except for complaining, which I don't really want to be all about, so we're just going to move on to the next. Game 3 was Sale Day, so it was fun. Chris Sale threw an immaculate inning. That's the 3rd time he's done that in his career. He struck out 8, and the Red Sox won the game 12-2. Game 3 was a lot of fun. It is crazy how much better this team looks when Chris Sale is pitching. It is crazy. The team looks so much more relaxed. In all 3 games he's pitched, Chris Sale has been given at least 6 runs of support. In 2 out of the 3, the Red Sox have scored more than 10. The whole team is better. Everybody is. The offense gets it done. The bullpen shuts it down after Chris Sale leaves. The whole team is better when Chris Sale is pitching. That is the value of having a real ace. That's what an ace is. Chris Sale is elite. It's so good to have Chris Sale back. But honestly, the main talking point of the game has got to be Bobby Dahlbeck, right? I mean, if Hunter Renfroe has a legitimate case to be the American League Player of the Month, which I believe he does, then so does Bobby Dahlbeck. I mean, in this month, Bobby Dahlbeck is hitting .347 with 5 home runs and 19 RBIs. He has a 1.184 OPS, a 4.84 WOBA, and 209 WRC+. It is so crazy how much Bobby Dahlbeck has just turned it on this month. Last night, he was 3 for 4 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. He was incredible last night. And he's been really good this entire month. Somebody lit a fire under that man's butt. He is playing incredible baseball lately. I really hope he keeps this up. If he does, the Red Sox have a legitimate stud on their hands. I mean, if he plays even close to like this for the rest of his career, It was also really good to see Matt Barnes get through the 9th inning without allowing a run. I know he hit the first batter he faced. I know this wasn't exactly a high-pressure situation up by 10, but it was just good to see him actually get through an inning without allowing runs. I think that'll be important for him up here, especially against a team that he couldn't even get an out against 2 days ago. And his baby steps, We need Matt Barnes back in a bad way. We need him to come in and be that guy again. I think this was a good step towards that. Garrett Whitlock continued to justify Alex Cora's faith in him. Chris Sale left the game with 2 on and 1 out in the 6th. And Garrett Whitlock came in, closed the door, came in and pitched a scoreless 7th. What a find, in the Rule 5 draft. What a find. However, I don't think he can be the closer yet. He's too valuable in this high-pressure role that he's in now, In this, 2 on, 1 out kind of role. He's too valuable. I think someone else has to be the closer. Maybe Josh Taylor. He's had a pretty good season. Best case scenario, Matt Barnes figures it out. But overall, it was a pretty up and down series again. Mostly ups, which is good to see. I just really hope the Red Sox can find a way to just all play well together consistently down the stretch, because we're going to need that to happen. But now what I kind of want to talk about is expectations. right? Because if you had told me back in March that on August 27th, the Red Sox were going to be 73-56 and in position to make the playoffs, I would have been thrilled, you know? I would have been really happy about that because the expectation for this Red Sox team coming into the season was that we were going to be really bad. My personal expectation was that we were going to be... I didn't think we were going to be brutally bad. Like, I didn't think we were going to be like the Orioles or the Diamondbacks. I expected somewhere along the lines of like a Phillies kind of season, you know, kind of hovering around 500, not really being able to string it together. Just super mediocre, you know? So if you would have told me that we would have been in position to make the playoffs at the end of August, I would have been absolutely thrilled with that. The change in expectation happened when the Red Sox were in first place in the American League at the trade deadline. Like, say the Red Sox were overperforming all you want, but if you go into like the advanced statistics and stuff, almost everyone on the Red Sox was having a great year offensively. Like, I'm not sure the Red Sox were overperforming at all. I just think the team was a lot better than anyone thought it was going to be, even than the Red Sox front office thought it was going to be. And that's when the expectations kind of changed from, okay, this is a team that's going to be really mediocre, to this is a team that, if they just kind of go all in this year, they could actually make some loud noise in the playoffs and maybe make it to the World Series. You know, that shift of expectations happened throughout the course of the first half as we watched the team just dominate. You know, despite mediocre starting pitching. You know, the bullpen was really good in the first half. The offense was really good in the first half. We got some decent performances from the starters in the first half. You know, Pivetta had a decent first half. Evaldi was an all-star. So that's where the expectation kind of shifted. And that's why it was so frustrating when the Red Sox didn't really make any noise at the trade deadline, aside from getting Kyle Schwarber and a couple of relief pitchers. You know, Hansel Robles. You know? And then to see them follow up that lackluster trade deadline with a really bad month here in August, that's where now it feels like the team is underperforming. But in reality, the team isn't underperforming at all. In reality, the team is performing above expectations this year. So what do you want, you know? That's why I don't really want to sit here and complain anymore, because even making the playoffs this year is, I don't want to use the word overachieving, but kind of is for this Red Sox team. I just wanted to throw that out there. You know, it feels all doom and gloom right now, but remember how you thought the team was going to do in March. Remember how you thought the team was going to do after we got swept by the Orioles to begin the season. And then look at where we are now and kind of, you know, give thanks a little bit. Things may look rough now, but they're looking a lot better than we all thought they would. So, got a series against Cleveland coming up. Hopefully we can get out of there with another series win. And hopefully the Yankees lose at some point. What have they won now? 12 in a row? Calm down. Calm down, guys. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Go Red Sox.